I think just thinking about even maybe your own Facebook groups that you're a part of, like I would go on your personal profile and you joined a group because you wanted to connect with people or learn about the schools or neighborhoods or parks or restaurants, or just kind of like better understand the vibe of a city before moving there, potentially connect with other agents and have not only shared experience, but shared knowledge and to learn from one another. So also allowing people to see who you are,
and cold messaging does not work well at all. So I'm David Denning, one of the founders of Jumpstart Go, who runs the Marketing for Insurance Agents group that you guys are in. We absolutely love running this group. We both come from marketing consulting backgrounds and been around the insurance industry for about 5 years. Or so that we started this group ago, maybe 6 years, I forget exactly when it was. And we teach and train on so many different things for helping agents grow and scale their business. One of our specialties being social media. We've probably done over 2.5 million off social media and are very, very strong at teaching organically how to use that for your business. So we work directly with agents inside of our programs, Closers Click, Legends, Producers Academy, helping them grow and scale their businesses and have an insurance agency ourselves. And seeing agents win and succeed is our passion. So Elle, I'd love if you intro yourself as well before we kick off.
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Elle Denning, along with David. I am a co-founder of Jumpstart Go, coach inside of our programs, the Closers Click and our Legends program specifically. I absolutely love everything marketing and design related, as well as that's my background. As David has mentioned, we've consulted before $1 million agencies, the largest PNC brokerage in the country on marketing specifically. So super pumped to be talking about something today that we have a ton of experience on, which is Facebook groups. And so we're really excited to dive into strategies that we've used on Facebook groups specifically, because they are a literal gold mine for insurance agents to prospect, recruit, as well as build great referral relationships. So super pumped to dive in with you all on that today.
So tonight we're going to talk about how to find great referral partners using Facebook groups. Not those ones every once in a year, maybe they'll think of somebody or something like that. How to find great referral partners, your target, your ideal referral partners using Facebook groups. So we'll be covering how to find the right unsaturated groups you can join right now for the best chance of finding great partners to refer business to you, what to say and how to say it to your referral partners so they want to give you leads. They want to give you deals even. It's a really quality referral. It's basically a deal at that point almost. And why just focusing on real estate and local neighborhood groups could be the fastest way to fail at finding referral partners. So make sure to get your pens and notepads ready. Be ready to take notes tonight. So with that, Elle, let's talk about why are Facebook groups amazing for referral partners, prospecting, and recruiting.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so this is an awesome place to start with this training, because Facebook groups are essentially groups of niches, but Facebook groups are basically communities of people that have characteristics that they share, and they have built community on Facebook around a particular life stage, hobby, interest. So it's really, really cool, because in groups, again, they're communities, right? They're shared interests on why people are connected and sharing either a season in their lives or a hobby that they like. Maybe it's running or kayaking or fishing or hunting, or maybe it's new parents that, have young children. So there's literally Facebook groups out there for all kinds of different people in different life stages, experiencing different things. And so one of the things that we really like to empower our clients and help them understand better is who is their best fit client, who is that ideal client that they should work with, that they love working with, and also that they have that right product market fit. So what's cool about Facebook groups is that you can basically find people that are your ideal client inside of the Facebook groups, as long as you know what to look for and you also know who your ideal client is. I mean, I think it really starts with that as well.
I love it and completely agree. I mean, Facebook has been instrumental and a key part of us building our business, how so many insurance agents and agencies have either built or added on to their business and increased the profitability as well. And why it's one platform. We love all social platforms. They're so powerful. But the really nice thing about Facebook, like she said, is the ability to have those niches already pulled together for you and to be able to go in there, build trust, communicate, connect, sort of like in-person networking, connecting, but already pulled the right people together and virtually, so you don't even have to put on, actual clothes. You can be in your PJs and be connected and form relationships. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of us work virtual, right? So, but that's one of the nice things is, you can find truly who is going to be an ideal referral partner, and from our perspective, it's who deals with your target audience, who has trust with them, and who interacts with them on a fairly regular basis. And when they have those three things, they can make an amazing strategic referral partner. And when you start really, truly thinking about that, you get outside of the typical, like for PNC, real estate and loan officer, or for life insurance, CPAs or financial advisors, the ones that everybody seems to go after and target. But, sometimes when you find those unsaturated ones that are really, really quality, then you can solely build up a ton of those all coming to you. Like we've had clients, do very well with salon or car dealerships or all kinds of different ones. It just, who deals with your target audience and has trust with them and on a regular basis, barbers, so we're really excited to dive in about that. But, and it's the same. And like we said, with referral partners, it's the same thing for the prospecting and for recruiting as well. Finding those people that are going to be the ideal fits, that are looking from it, or looking for something, or looking to transition out of a particular job or industry that insurance is a really great fit for. And once again, those people are pulled into groups and are so great at connecting. We'll talk about a few ways of doing that as well. Anything else you want to add on there, Elle?
Yeah, I think it's important to kind of understand a little bit more about Facebook groups in general and the way that people use them. So especially for people that are saying not yet, I think just thinking about even maybe your own Facebook groups that you're a part of, like I would go on your personal profile, click groups, and just kind of like scroll through some of the groups that you've joined, and then think about yourself, maybe different life stages that you were going through when you joined those groups. Maybe you were relocating to a new city and you joined a group because you wanted to connect with people or learn about the schools or neighborhoods or parks or restaurants, or just kind of like better understand the vibe of a city before moving there. And maybe you have a hobby like running, or maybe you fish or hunt, and maybe you're a part of those types of groups because you're in those groups and you're looking for a community, and you're also looking for knowledge, right? You can take this group, Marketing for Insurance Agents. You likely joined this group because you were not only looking for knowledge, but you were also looking to potentially connect with other agents and have not only shared experience, but shared knowledge, and to learn from one another. So I think when you think about getting into groups, really having the right mindset getting into them, of that it is still very relational. It's still about providing value to that community, being an active participant in that community, and also allowing people to see who you are, and, really providing value that way as well. So I think that's a great first step. Scroll through the groups that you're a part of and think back to when you joined them. Why did you join them? And then starting to think about your ideal client and the potential life stages that they're in. Maybe they're buying a new house. Maybe they just had kids. Maybe they're, looking on how they can increase their fitness and increase their water intake or something like that. Who knows? There's all kinds of different communities that are based off of these niches, essentially. essentially.
I love it. And, we're not going to go like super deep into Facebook algorithm and different things as well, but in making connections within those Facebook groups and interacting with people, whether it's commenting back and forth, and interacting on a post together, or even shooting them a friend request because you've been interacting in the group and stuff like that. Facebook sees an affinity between the two of you and is naturally going to start showing some more of your personal content that you're putting out into their feeds from there. So it's not even that you necessarily have to talk about your business or what you do or any of that sort of stuff in the groups. Is just by connecting with them and forming that affinity, they're naturally going to see the posts you're putting out off your personal profile about your business and about educating others on what you're doing or on different topics and stuff like that. So it's a great way to start those connections without necessarily like pitching in a group and stuff like that, which we don't want to do because that'll get you booted out of almost every group. But you can form connections, and that really leads to all this opportunities. So we're really excited. And there's really great ways to form those connections as well, not only by engaging, interacting with posts or providing value. Making friends with admins is absolutely something to do. You will get special treatment if you make friends with admins and connect with them, or also, seeing how you can provide value to their group, make their job easier and stuff like that is always huge. But another thing to do as well is you're more likely to have people connect with you or accept friend requests and things like that if you have things in common, especially like friends in common or stuff like that as well. So if you actually go to the group and go to members, then there's usually there is a section called members with things in common. And that's members that you have mutual connections or mutual friends with or in the same groups as and stuff like that. And those are great people to be forming connections initially with because they're more likely to accept and have those discussions with you. So all kinds of really awesome stuff that you can do from Facebook groups. So, okay, we're making connections. We're getting involved. Like, what do we say to referral partners? How do we form these connections? How do we have these conversations? What does that look like? So, Elle, can we talk a little bit about what do you say to referral partners? What does that look like? How do you make these connections?
Yeah. So I think one of the first things kind of even before you're in conversation with people is like, how do you even generate these conversations to begin with? And I think one of the big things is the content that you are putting out in Facebook groups. So again, going back to what we said at the beginning of this, you want to think about when you join a Facebook group, you're looking to join a community, you're looking to like actually genuinely connect with people. So you want to take that approach. And so sharing content that really does genuinely showcase who you are, why you're there, expressing gratitude and inspiration is a really great place to start with groups. And what we find is when you take that approach, that's more of that value first approach, an approach of like being in a group, also answering questions. What will start happening is people are going to see you as an active member in the group. They're going to see that you have a positive mindset, that you're inspirational, or maybe you're funny and you share funny stories or, things that maybe if you're new parents is part of the group that you're a part of and you have a funny story about being a new parent or your kids did something and it helps other new parents feel not so alone and that you're actively contributing to building community, that goes a really, really long way. And people remember that. And not only do they remember that, it really does inspire them to action. So they will reach out to you. So that's one of the big things is when you're consistent in showing up, providing value, a lot of times people will reach out to you and, want to learn more about what it is that you're offering. If you're going in with the intent for prospecting and to build that client list, you might have potential clients that reach out to you, potential referral partners, or if you're recruiting and you're talking about maybe you're sharing your success story that you've had in the industry. So if you're recruiting, ideally you have had success in the industry before you start recruiting, but that you're sharing that from a place of inspiration. And what it does is it inspires people to reach out to you because they resonate with what you're saying. And that really is the basis of attraction marketing. We talk about attraction marketing, magnetic marketing, so that you're creating a cohesive type of marketing message that really compels people, resonates with your target audience, and compels them to reach out to you.
I love it. And I love the ability to build trust and authority on a one-to-many model within groups and stuff as well. So even as you're interacting maybe with a particular person within a group or back and forth on a post, like what you're commenting, what you're saying, or what you're posting in the group is many people in the group are seeing. And so you're able to get in front of and start developing relationships and build those relationships and trust on a larger level by doing that within the group versus a model of what most of us are used to as a one-to-one. But hey, you have to go out and talk to a lead, and it's either sell them or connect with them. Cool. Now I need to connect with someone else one-on-one and so on. And it's so much more effective if I can be building this trust and authority with multiple people who then come to me, reach out, want to do business with me, or want to connect more with me, see how I can help and stuff as well. So I just love the power of groups and social media for doing that. But the thing with groups being niched is now you can deliver a value in a way that's like the messaging and what you're talking about is of direct value to that niche. And you can get more specific when it is like a group of first-time home buyers, for example, or something like that. You can do something that's specifically going to be really valued by first-time home buyers versus just talking about home insurance in general. You can do something like things to know when first purchasing your home and things that'll affect your homeowner's insurance. Like, oh, this would be great. I'm a first-time home buyer. I absolutely want to know this. And so it's awesome. So now moving on to the other side, we're talking about forming connections with the referral partners and what you're saying to the referral partners, how you're connecting with them. And once again, a lot of the exact same principles and everything that you're doing in real life and in person apply digitally into social as well. So if I walk up to a potential referral partner in person and I'm like, hey, I would love for you to send your clients to me to do their insurance. I do a good job. Please send all your clients to me for insurance. They'd be like, who the heck are you? Get out of my office. How'd you get in here in the first place? Isn't the door locked? Like, it's 3 a.m. All these sort of things, and yeah, that aside, like, it's like, why are you asking for something? I don't even know who you are. I don't trust you. Why would I send clients to you? And how does this really benefit me at all? Right? People are always about what's in it for me. There has to be some trust and there got to see some synergy, right? Like you can't just walk up and say, listen, send me business. Who are you? So it's the same thing applies social and digital as well. And that's also why posts that like, hey, come get insurance for me don't work very well. Why would I come get insurance from you? I don't even know who you are. And so it's the same thing here is building that relationship and that trust. And the easiest way to do that with potential referral partners. And when I say potential referral partners, I love like small business owners and other businesses, entrepreneurs, things like that, because they get it. They get connections, they get synergy. But also when you approach them is making it about them. And when you start off the connection that way, you're going to get the conversation growing. You're going to get a meeting or call set. And then naturally that comes up where how you can provide value too. And you can talk about those different ways besides also just send me customers. And so when you come up and like, hey, let's take a real estate business or whatever. And so I'm approaching real estate agent and I say, hey, I see that you're doing real estate in Cape Coral and I would love to connect with more real estate agents and be able to refer the business that they're looking for it. Do you focus more on first-time home buyers or people that are downsizing and moving from out of state? Would love to know what your specialty is and what your unique values are so I can best refer clients your way. In fact, can we sit down maybe for a coffee for 10 or 15 minutes or a Zoom call? I'd love to learn more about your real estate business. Now I can help support it. They're going to say yes. Like that, they dream of people asking them about those sort of things and have this conversation. Local restaurants, local businesses, all that sort of stuff. Once again, like I'd love to tell you how you could help or what you could do or how to what our ideal referral customer is. And so when you make it about them, they're always open to those conversations. And naturally you can bring up how you see potential synergy between the two of you as well. And so, there's whole things we could talk about on that, but that's really how to start the conversation. It's natural. Most people are like asking us, what do I say? How do I connect? How do I move this conversation into talking about how we could potentially do business together or refer or help each other? I was like, you would in real life. You just naturally like, okay, cool. I would love to learn more about your business and what you do. And oh, cool. Let's have that conversation.
I love that. Yes. Again, that value first approach. And you're so right, David. People ask us all the time, how do I provide value to referral partners? And you're so right. Just ask them. It's very simple. If you identify somebody that you think would be a good referral partner for you, simply reach out and say, hey, I want to support your business. Like, what are the best types of clients that you love to work with? So if I run across anybody, I can send them your way. Or just ask, like, how can I best just help and refer you? Or what support do you need in your business? And I think people will be really surprised if they just start asking people how they can help, how they can support other business owners, that they'll probably be surprised of how much engagement people are willing to respond to that, because they're, like David said, they're small business owners too. I love that. One other note I wanted to mention on that, and then we'll move on to our next point here, is Facebook, usually admins of Facebook groups. So when you go into a Facebook group, you can actually see who is an admin of that group under the members tab. And so you can see who those admins are. And a lot of times admins struggle with creating valuable content to keep their groups engaged. So if you find a group that maybe isn't as engaged, you could reach out to admins and, say, hey, I would love to help support the group. Even if you have a quick presentation or something that would be interesting for that Facebook group or valuable for that community, you could even say something to that admin like, I've put together, a 15-minute presentation already on X and Y, Z topic. Would that be of interest to your Facebook group? Especially if it's like Facebook groups that are targeting audiences that are seniors, people that are getting ready for retirement, and they're planning for that. Like if you work with seniors in the Medicare space or life insurance space, like how cool would it be if you had a presentation that was a 15-minute presentation that you could present, just like we're doing on a Facebook Live, to that group? And so be thinking about how you could also work with the admins of the group and, really build a relationship there so that you can continue providing value and ideally become the go-to insurance agent inside of the group.
I love it. Doing stuff like lunch and learns or virtual lunch and learns for the groups. Hey, I'd love to do a training on this, or I'd love to do a little educational piece on this that I think your audience would find super valuable, would be great content for the group, getting them active, more engaged, more involved and stuff, and be like, oh yeah, that would be excellent. I'd love if you could do content like that. So I love it. Connect, reach out to those admins, pitch those ideas, make those connections. Once again, focus it on them and bringing value. It's, as someone put earlier, like, oh, that makes so much sense. It seems so easy. And honestly, it is. It's making connections. It's providing value. It's basically taking all these relationship type stuff we do in person, but taking it on a more scalable level onto social, and that, you got the whole state, multiple states, the whole nation you could be doing that with on social, as long as you're, licensed in that state or whatever. But I love it. It's so great. And I love groups and the power to make those connections, to provide that value, and to build that trust over time as well. Mm-hmm. So it's, these, once again, think of them long-term investments too that you're doing with these groups as well, in addition to short-term opportunities. Go ahead.
We've talked a lot about what to do with Facebook groups. So David, let's talk about the mistakes to avoid with Facebook groups. There's some common mistakes and maybe even limiting beliefs that we see agents take around Facebook.
Absolutely. Let's dive into those mistakes.
Love it. Yeah. So I'll kick us off with this. So I think one of the first mistakes, and this isn't just even for Facebook groups, this isn't for referral partners in general. I find that agents typically focus a lot of their effort in very saturated avenues, which is real estate agents and loan officers, and then also like CPAs as well, bookkeepers, when really there are so many amazing referral partners out there. Of course, this is going to be based off of your line of insurance and the products that you sell, and again, that target audience that you work with. But while real estate agents and loan officers are great, don't get me wrong, if you can get in with real estate and loan officers, definitely pursue that. But let's take, home and auto, PNC, for example. Really, anybody that services somebody that has a home or has a car could be a great referral partner for you. So thinking about those local service-based businesses, landscapers, pest control, mechanics, handymans, pool cleaning, carpet cleaning, all kinds of different business owners that are those like local service-based businesses that can be excellent referral partners. And so starting to kind of like train your brain a little bit to think about these business owners that work in these specific areas of providing services to homeowners can be excellent in thinking about those Facebook groups instead of trying to focus so much energy on the loan officers and real estate agents.
And some other mistakes I see is people treating it like it's an opportunity to pitch your business. I think that's the most obvious one is people come in the business, a group, they're like, hey, come get insurance from me. I'm amazing. I'm fantastic. Or like, oh, I can be your referral partner, come send all your, real estate clients to me and I can, help them with their homeowners policy, or send all your accounting clients to me and I can help them with their life insurance policies and stuff. And they immediately get booted. I mean, even if it's not against the rules, immediately going to get booted, it turns people off immediately as well. Anything that always starts with a pitch or come do business with me, it never works well. And it's a wasted opportunity because that could have been an amazing group for you to have connected and done so much business or so much referral partners from, but yeah, you got kicked out immediately. And so it's really treating it like, hey, this is an audience I have a chance to build trust and value with that can end up with extensive amount of business or referrals coming my way. In fact, an example of that is one of our clients, Joe Camper, is a great example of how to, leverage and use a group. And so he does a lot of commercial trucking insurance and ended up getting into an Amazon trucking group of, probably like 13,000 Amazon truckers. It was a very active group and growing, made friends with the admin, just helped people, answered questions, provided some value there to the point where the admin's like, hey, listen, I'm tired of people coming and asking about where to go get insurance. I see you providing value. You're going to be the sole insurance guy for the group and everybody can come your way. In fact, I'll make you an admin of the group as well. And he would quote hundreds of thousands in commercial trucking insurance for free from that group and an admin of that group as well. And so, that's really powerful when you can build up that trust, provide that value, just like in real life as you do that as well. So that's one mistake I see is just kind of pitching stuff, right off the bat. The other one is thinking the discussion about insurance, if you're like prospecting, has to happen right there. Like I mentioned, you're building up affinity and connection. They're going to see your content, other stuff, or whatever. Like, you don't have to have that conversation right there in that group or diving into that stuff. You can have that either in Messenger or as they're connecting with your content outside that group as well. Elle, any other main mistakes you see people make as well?
Yeah, I think that's really, really good as far as like jumping. Like, I think the intention is a big one as well, as far as like really going in with the intention of that you want to contribute to this community, really do want to add value here. That's going to come across in anything that you do, whether it's marketing or a sales call, a referral partner conversation. When you really come from that genuine place of truly wanting to help someone, understand them, provide value. One of our tenets that David and I say all of the time, we always want to leave people better than how we met them. So like whenever we're meeting anybody, and this is in our personal lives, but also in our business, that by people having interactions with us, that somehow we maybe improved their day, even if that was maybe David cracked a silly joke and it made them smile, like that's improving their lives. So really just having that intention of creating value and leaving people in a better spot than when you first found them. I don't think you can go wrong with that.
No, I'll see, people, consistency with everything in this business is key. And same thing here. If you pop in a group one day, drop a few comments, interact with a few people, and then you never hop back, never engage with it, never are involved in that group again, Facebook will stop showing it to you, one, and then two, nothing's going to happen because, once again, people's attention spans are short. The people that maybe saw when you first were involved saw it for a bit and then forgot about you an hour later, a day later, and then once you're never thought of again in that group because you were never there. And so it's the same thing like in real life is, consistency is key. So if you are going to, be involved in groups, pick a few that are potentially going to be really ideal groups for you, be involved, make those connections, and be consistent in that. So that also pays off just like in every other area of your business.
I would say to focus on 4 to 6 really high quality groups. And once you kind of get beyond 6, it can be a little bit difficult to maintain on your own. And then also focus on, of course, the quality of the group as well. Check out the members list. Like, do the people look like they're all legitimate people, or do they look like they're fake accounts? And just because, there are groups out there that are just full of fake accounts and they're not moderated well. The admins aren't really involved in the group. So you want to look at groups and kind of get the vibe of it and see, okay, do the people that are part of this group seem like legitimate people that fit that ideal client that I'm looking to connect with, or that ideal referral partner that I'm looking to connect with.
And probably my last one is kind of twofold. Is one, not just cold direct messaging people from groups. That's another thing I see is people go into groups and they just start blasting people with messages. Once again, great way to get kicked out of the group, but also you're making no connection, you're providing no value, just shooting a blank message to someone. Also, a lot of people don't know, if you're not Facebook friends with the person you're sending the message to, it actually goes to a message request box, not their main inbox for Facebook messages. And most people have no idea that exists or even where that is. So they'll never even see your message in the first place. And if you get enough messages that aren't getting any responses, that no one's interacting with, Facebook may even stop you from using that feature for a bit and other stuff as well. So cold messaging does not work well at all. So go in, connect with some people, through comments or friend requests and that sort of stuff. And then potentially you can message them and start a conversation. Once again, make it about them and not about you. But that's where on the flip side, the other mistake I see is once people do have connections, are commenting, are interacting with people, they then never send a message to continue that conversation, potentially have a phone call or a meeting and take it the step further from there. And once again, if you never have that step, then it's not going to lead to business and referrals and referral partners and everything there, because you got to take that step. You got to ask for it. You got to have that conversation.
Yes, 100%.
And so, yeah, so it's as the flip side is like, don't go shooting cold direct messages, but also make sure you take that a step further. So, and then go have those conversations once you have built those relationships.
I love that. Awesome, David. Let's talk a little bit more about how we help support our clients with this strategy specifically in using Facebook groups to build those referral relationships and generate leads and conversations from them.
Yeah, absolutely. So not only do we run marketing for insurance agents groups that you guys are in, but like I said, we work directly with agents and agency owners on growing and scaling their business inside of our programs, including the Closers Click. So every week we work with agents, helping them build diversified pipelines and honing their sales processes inside of our exclusive community, Closers Click. And that's where we're able to help them really dive into how to use the organic social media, bringing these referral partners, and these prospects to build and grow their business, to add additional profitability, to have a better quality pipeline, people coming to you and wanting to do business with you that already trust you, as well as utilizing other ways of building that pipeline, connecting, making sales. The technology and sales portion is key as well. And really diving into all these things together to help you double, triple production and grow and scale your business.